Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We've got people in Europe and out in Southeast Asia and Australia and New Zealand. So welcome, whatever part of the world you happen to be. And I know it's quite late for some people, so this isn't going to be a long call. We're going to keep it fairly short and succinct, and which is anything other than the call we were on the other day, right, Peter? We're
Yeah.
going to keep it fairly short and succinct, and we're just going to keep it pretty conversational. Peter and I are going to go through the corporate update and let you know aware, make you aware of some incredible announcements, some of which you will know of already because you'll have seen some stuff on the corporate Facebook page. But there's some little sort of nuances and distinctions that we need to point out to you and just make you aware of some very, very exciting developments which are going on with the business model. So, Peter, your sort of opening thoughts before we get started.
Yeah, definitely. So the way we're going to run this morning is we're just going to do it more rather than a formal presentation. As Graham said, we were on the corporate update the other day and they were translating to Thai. So it's very broken up. It took about 2 hours, which probably should have taken about 20, 30 minutes. But with the translation, it gets broken up. It's a long time. So even we had to go through the slides afterwards and just recap and stuff. But what we're going to do is just go through the slides, Graham and myself, just in conversation and just bounce between us bits that we remember as we see things. One thing we did do though is we are both now completely fluent in Thai. So I
Sawadika.
up after the presentation. So and Thailand is interesting. We're going to talk about at the end there about the market there as well. So
Definitely.
anyway, let's crack on with it then, Graham.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's get onto the slides. Um, yeah, here's the usual disclaimer. But what's interesting is they did give us a update on, as we know, the company have been putting things in place for quite some time now to be able to go public, and that's finally now happening. The deal is agreed. So Vyvo Network PLC is going ahead, and shareholders will receive one US public company share for each Vyvo share. For those that have already either bought the shares with your um, loyalty points, or if you've earned them through the various promotions around the world. Unfortunately for Europe, we weren't able to be within that promotion because of legalities, but I know out there in Asia and various markets, people have been managing to be able to get additional shares, etc. So this is pretty cool. It's not really new news because of course we've all been waiting a long time for this to happen, but it's nice to see things going forward. Any thoughts on that, Graham?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, congratulations to anyone in other markets other than Europe, by the way, who have participated in the stock promotion and have earned stock in the company. Kudos to that. And there's been lots of pro packs going through, which is awesome. Um, but a thing that struck me about that was how bullish Sean McVeigh was, who's the CEO of the public company. Most people don't know Sean because he's very much a behind the scenes man. Peter and I know Sean. We don't see him in the public eye very much, but he's a very astute gentleman. And the thing that struck me how bullish he was about their expected sales within quarter four, the quarter we're just going into now, is going to set the company up to automatically qualify for an uplift onto the main Nasdaq stock exchange next year, which is just really exciting from a credibility point of view because we'll be a Nasdaq listed company. So very, very excited about that indeed.
Yeah, so it's going to be what's called OTC to begin with, which is over the counter, which is how the shares operated with Dojian. And then they anticipate actually there'll be an automatic uplist to the NASDAQ in 2021. So I think that does depend on the growth curve going forward. But
Sure.
obviously, with what they've got planned, they're anticipating that, and the momentum is starting to happen quite now. So the expectation, as Graham said, is for the stocks to go in uplisted into the Nasdaq next year, which is really exciting. For those that don't know, OTC means over the counter, so it's just it means they're not listed on the Nasdaq or the Dow or something. It's just shares that you can purchase, what's called over the counter. So I think that was it for that. So that's pretty exciting. It's just good to see that progress finally happening. Obviously, there was delays with the progress of this due to the pandemic, etc., around the world, as we know. So it's good to see that they're coming out of that now and moving this forward. So that's exciting, especially for those that have already been able to accumulate shares. I'm sure there will be lots of promotions going forward with opportunities to generate, create, or earn shares in the future. So especially for those markets outside of Europe and America, it's a lot easier for that to happen because of the regulations in those markets. We next heard from Fabio, and he introduced the new product line and a general idea on how they've been working really hard behind the scenes since COVID has hit to get things in place. Both Graham and I feel very happy about where the company's at right now. Things are starting to really progress. But we'll talk a bit more about that towards the end. But the main announcement, which most of you have probably seen, it is already on the Vyvo website, but we want to give you our take on it, is the new Vyvo product. And I'm going to share a short video with you first for those that haven't seen it. Check this out. So a very nice, click the slide at the start of the video, but actually I'm going to take it. Hopefully most of you have seen this video. It's a nice little video, but there's one thing that when Graham and I watched it back, can you all hear me okay?
Yes, buddy.
When Graham and I watched it back yesterday, we spotted something, but it went very quickly. I don't know if anyone else saw it. I'm just going to try and get to it. Here it is. Check this out. It went so fast during the video, we didn't even notice it, but this is a very cool new feature. Graham, do you just want to say a little bit about that? I'm going to try and find a photograph on my phone to show everyone.
Yeah, sure. So APG, don't actually know what APG stands for, but it is a term in vascular medicine. So we're actually going to be able to learn about the status and aging of our vascular system, which is all to do with blood vessels and the level of blockage in our blood vessels, our cardiovascular system. So to me, that is just an absolute game changer for somebody to be able to have that on their wrist. It's just incredible. And as you saw there, this is a medical grade device, guys. You know, this is Fabio's vision right there. You know, right back in the first event we attended was Bangkok 2017. Fabio was talking about having a medical grade device that professionals would use, having that in the marketplace. And here we are. You know, the vision has been realized right there. You know, medical grade technology, medical grade side sensor. As Fabio said, this is like having a hospital grade oximeter on your wrist, which is just absolutely incredible. Did you find what you was looking for?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
This is Brian. I can shed some light on that if you wish.
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
Okay, APG stands for accelerated plasmography. So accelerated plasmography, or plasmography in general, is the way that all pulse oximeters and the way all smartwatches measure things like, now SpO2, any type of heart rate or heart sensing of any kind. And what accelerated plasmography is, that is basically, think of it like the next level of your standard photoplasmography, okay? So PPG technology, which you've heard a lot about
Yeah.
with all of our devices, but any device that deals with light sensing into the skin is photoplasmography. Advanced plasmography is the next level. That is the cutting edge. That is where everybody's going. And when I speak about everybody, I mean hospital and doctors. I'm not talking about Apple and Fitbit. I can care less about them right now. And the reason why I'm clarifying that is because a physician or a hospital or a clinic, they can only use medical grade. It does them no good. You won't even find a doctor that will recommend an Apple or Fitbit from a professional standpoint. They can't do that. They have to recommend things that would be used in a true hospital setting. So medical grade is a huge, huge deal. Not that the other devices do not work. It's just when it comes to an accuracy level, you have certain tiers, right? So you have what I would call consumer grade, which is just a watch that says it does it. We see all the ads all the time about that. But you would never put them up against a hospital device.
No.
Then you have clinical grade, which are very close, okay? Work in a lab setting all day long, but still very dicey if a doctor would or would not recommend. Then you have true medical grade. So this is a huge, huge deal. And this is where all smartwatch makers, or we call it LifeWatch here at Vyvo, all smartwatch makers, anybody in healthcare with technical backgrounds are all trying to stay in the medical realm if possible. So medical grade is a lot bigger than what you're even, when you're reading it, it sounds great, but there's a lot more in the background. So sorry to butt in, but I wanted to give you some insight into the accelerated plasmography.
No,
that is
big.
big.
I know you've got the background in that, Brian, from your previous endeavors, and it's great to get your insights there. So fantastic. Thank you for jumping in there with
really useful information, Brian. So not only is it the sensor, but also the picture I want to show you guys is I don't know if you can see it, but here is a photograph I took when I visited the Italy office just before the whole COVID thing hit, where I actually got to see the Watch 2, the kind of first prototypes. And Fabio explained to me there about the genius of putting the sensor on the side so as you can use your finger. Like Brian said, the hospitals use these oximeters, is that what it's called? And you put your finger in it, a little bit like the Extents was. So by putting a sensor on the side of the device where you can place your finger on, you can get, not only by using the higher quality medical grade sensor, but of course, that's how you get the cleaner, clearer, more accurate signal as well, by being able to read off with the finger rather than from the wrist. So there's a combination there of very clever ideas where not only are they using the sensor, but also by being able to read it from your finger, that's how we can get the more accurate medical grade level reading. So we're really excited about that. You know, being able to test the vascular system is a new feature there that we thought was going to be very, very exciting. Oops, have I stopped sharing my screen?
You have stopped sharing.
Hang on 1 second.
And while Peter's just doing that, for anybody who's concerned that the Watch Lite SE, which is an absolutely incredible device, still, I mean, I love my SE. I'm very, very impressed with it. Anybody who's concerned that that's just going to disappear, that's not the case. Fabio is committed that the SE will be around until at least the end of 2021, and the SE will become our entry level or mainstream product, and the LifeWatch Generation 2, which you're obviously looking at now on the screen, that will become our flagship product. Okay, so we will have the two devices.
Exactly. So yeah, we're very excited about that. You can see here that the device is $399 for a single unit. It's available in the stores now. It's certainly in Europe. I haven't had a chance to check all the other stores, so go and check that out. Go and read all about it on the Vyvo website. It's right there up on the screen and is available today. This product, as I said to you before, I did actually see the product back when I visited the office in Italy. They were all ready to you know, have this thing out pretty soon from that date, but then obviously with the pandemic hitting, the factories shutting down, etc., there's been a bit of a delay. And I think now is the perfect time for this device to come out. So we're really excited about it. As you can see, there's some really nice things. There was some changes to the app and stuff we can see. So I'm sure there's going to be lots of updates coming through. I know one of the question was, does it have GPS? And yes, it does. Miljan's been wearing it for a few weeks, so he absolutely loves it. He did give us a little quick show yesterday, so very excited about the new device. But really what I think this device does is we've got to really start to, in the way that we word things and present our devices or our solution is, we've got to get away from calling it a smart watch or a smart device, because people then just compare it to, like Brian said, the Apple Watch or this. We're not. We are well, exactly what it says, a life watch. We are watching and monitoring your life. We're a health device. So, and actually, fact, when I went to Italy, the whole life watch was my idea when we had discussions out there. So I'm really pleased that they went with that, because I think it describes it much better than smartwatch. It's a life watch because it's constantly monitoring your life and helping you improve your life. So really excited about the new products and can't wait to get our hands on it. You also, of course, interestingly, the ECG is done, and the BIA from, you can see there the two sections of the rim, the silver part. So instead of it being, you can just put your fingers either side of the watch, and those are the way that you can do the ECG, and the BIA, which is like the Leggera, where you can get your body mass index and all those sorts of data from the device. So pretty exciting about the new watch, and the side sensor is a game changer. So it allows us to do stuff really big. I've moved on, Graham, but
quick point before we
else to say on that.
One last quick point on that. I think one of the criticisms in the early days of Vyvo, when we were rushing to get product to market to keep the sales force active and so on, one of the criticism was that maybe we were marketing products which were very similar to other products in the marketplace. This is definitely a standalone product, totally developed. I mean, it was last November when Peter saw this in Italy, so they've been working on this for over a year. It's totally standalone, totally different, and it's patented. It's actually patented in China right now, patent approved, and it's patent pending in the US and international markets. So this is, in short, this is like nothing else that is available in the marketplace right now.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that, Graham. You're right, actually, it's really important. So the side sensor is what they're having a patent on. So is other people can't copy that. It's going through in the US at the moment and Europe. So if they get that patent, just think Apple won't be able to copy it, or anyone else won't be able to put a finger sensor on the side of the device. So again, we're first to market, and Fabio is trying to protect their innovation and get patents around the world.
Absolutely.
Okay.
One last thing. Also, and this is really important when we go on to talk about the business model later on, Fabio said this will generate around 30% more tokens than the Watch Lite SE, because it creates more measurements. More measurements means more data, which means more tokens, which is really important to our business model going on, as you'll see.
Okay, so let's move on. Fabio then spoke about the Vyvo mission of creating a community of people with health and technology and prosperity. And I think right now the way the world is with this pandemic is everyone's concerned about health, and a lot of people also concerned about their financial health as well, because a lot of companies have unfortunately had to shut down. People have been losing jobs, or they're worried about their jobs. So really what we've got to offer is the perfect solution to the scenario in the world today. And we're not just talking any particular market or country or region. This is a global pandemic. It's hitting everyone. So I think what we've got with Vyvo right now to be able to offer a solution to two of the world's biggest problems today is both, of course, health and the health of people's finances. So we've got that combination to be able to really help solve both those problems. So going forward, I think we have a really exciting opportunity with Vyvo into the marketplace right now. So one of the other things we wanted to share, and again, some of you may have seen this, I'm going to hand over to Graham to just explain a little bit about this video. But what Fabio spoke about is that Vyvo are really pioneering the new digital health era. This is a new sector, a new market, and certainly we've all heard Fabio say about the economy sharing model that they're creating with this technology. So what's really interesting is Graham showed me a video recently which really explains the future of this marketplace. So perhaps you could just say a quick word and then I'll play the video, Graham.
Yeah, sure. So as Peter said, we're heading into this brand new way to manage our health and lifestyle. Never before have people wanted to take greater control of their personal health for obvious reasons with the global situation. And really, Vyvo is the first company to integrate blockchain technology with digital health. So blockchain is no longer just about finance and banking. It's about combining it with digital health to reward people for sharing their anonymous data. So they're literally creating a brand new category, which they predict is going to be worth somewhere in the region of $500 billion within the next 4 to 5 years. A category worth $4 to $5 billion. That's our market, guys. That's our business. That's our business model. And we saw this video a few weeks ago. It was actually shared with me by Millian, but it's not a video produced by Vyvo. It's a third-party video produced by Deloitte, the market research and consumer organization, and it paints a picture of where this market of digital and personalized health is actually going. And what I want you to do as you look at this video is bear in mind that we are at the forefront of this. We are probably already several years ahead of the game. I think this is like painting out the picture in 20 years time, and I don't know how many years ahead we are of the curve, but it's several for sure. So hopefully this will get you a little bit excited about where we're going.
So this wasn't part of the corporate update at all. We've just added this in because we felt this really explains where we are. And some of you may have seen this, but it's very well worth watching again. So check this out.
This is Maria and her partner, Ruben. Before their day even starts, they are providing a detailed snapshot of their health and wellness to their network. Maria slept great, but Ruben, who has a history of depression and anxiety, tossed and turned all night. Data from his neuroendocrine system shows a spike in cortisol. That may be a sign that he could be headed for a significant depressive episode. So, before he's even awake, his network has placed time in his busy schedule that day to talk with a virtual therapist about ways to reduce his stress. 20 years from now, radically interoperable data and open and secure platforms will allow consumers to own their own journey of health, providing them with a holistic, real-time view of themselves and their environment. A system in which personalized experiences that are highly tailored to one's preferences and needs are the norm, not the exception, and where care and services can be accessed quickly and seamlessly. Consumers are increasingly willing to share their personal data through wearable technology, smart appliances in the home, and even with the home itself. This vast pool of data forms the basis of their personal health profiles so that changes or deviations can be detected and addressed immediately. This information empowers consumers to take control of their well-being in ways that were impossible in the past, whether it's proactively heading off depressive episodes for Ruben or getting Maria her time-released antihistamine well ahead of a high-pollen day. This data also provides more opportunities than ever to glean novel insights into the health of entire communities and to enable research and scientific breakthroughs at a rate that will only increase exponentially as technology continues to evolve and to integrate into our daily lives. Tailoring care individually based on ever-advancing capabilities to capture, interpret, and act on near-perfect data in real time is a radical change. This change will require a complete rebuild of today's healthcare system and the collaboration of several actors, some old and many new. Those with deep roots in care delivery must ask themselves how they can use data and technology to transform what well-being and care delivery means. Players in the health ecosystem will include non-traditional ones. For example, those focused on the data platforms and tools that enable this new model of health. And regulators, financiers, and intermediaries will all play a new role in this new vision. Disruptive thinking and a commitment to emerging technology are more important than ever before, because the future isn't as far off as it seems. In fact, it's at your very fingertips.
It seems like to me that someone's listened to Fabio's vision and created a video from it. It really is, as you can tell, that's the prediction of 20 years. And we're already doing a lot of that and working on a lot of things that would literally be that exact model. So we thought it was worth sharing that. It's very exciting. I hope you all enjoyed that. Again, showing that Vyvo are at the forefront, excuse the pun, but got their finger on the pulse of innovating a sector rather than just being a copycat network marketing company bringing out another juice or another pill or another powder or whatever. That we're actually innovating a brand new sector, a way that is going to really change the lives of millions of people around the world. So hopefully you enjoyed that video like we did, and I think it does really almost share exactly what Fabio's vision has been for the last few years now. Also, as we all know, Fabio's recently been talking about the digital health sharing economy, and that's a kind of another subsection of what Vyvo are creating here, with being able to financially, not just through the compensation plan and by growing the network and doing the traditional network marketing business model, but also actually just through wearing our devices, building the data from the biometric readings from our devices, and that creates a subset economy, digital economy from the devices themselves and the data. So, the company want to share all of that wealth with the users and the builders of the business around the world. So that's also very interesting subsection to into, and that's kind of where the next section goes to, what they're calling Vyvo Phase 2. Now, they're going to release on November the 3rd a public conference open to everyone. More information about this, further information, October the 30th as well. The leaders will hear about that. But what they did announce, obviously, is part of Phase 2 is the watch device themselves. And we just want to clarify for those that have recently sold or purchased the Pro Pack, they are actually going to give you the opportunity to exchange the pack that you purchased and swap the two Watch Lite SE devices for one of the Watch Gen 2. So there's the way that you can swap over if you choose to. So those that have purchased a bundle will receive an email, and you'll be able to choose which device you want. So that's important for those that have recently purchased, because of course it's always very difficult when they're bringing a new device out. If people have just purchased the old one, they don't want to feel like they've missed out or not had the chance to choose the new one. So this is the solution to that. I think that's pretty clear. Anything to say on that, Graham?
No, I think that's pretty straightforward. Obviously, that's great peace of mind for people who have recently, because we're in a fast-moving business, a technology business, unlike probably any other network marketing company. And sometimes people can get bent out of shape if they've just bought a device and a new one comes out and think, I've just bought this device and they brought a new one out. So, but at least if you want to get the Gen 2 watch, you're able to substitute it, which I think is a really great move by the company.
Yeah, and as it says there at the bottom, the last day to make your choice is Sunday, November the 1st. So you just got to decide by then. Okay, hopefully most of you have seen their back office is updated, but these are the new bundles. Obviously, the personal pack with the Watch Lite, Master Family Pack is obviously the one that contains Life Watch 2, and then you've got the personal pack with the Watch Lite, Life Watch 2, and of course the Pro Family Pack, which is becoming very, very popular, and I think is going to be even more popular with not only the new device, but you also get the Vyvo Pay card and the Vyvo Pay band included in that pack, 3 of them. So there's 3 devices. They each get their own Vyvo Pay card, and the Vyvo Pay brand, which is a great idea. I said before, Graham and I were talking, we were like, they really should include these in the bundles. So you can see there the Master Family Pack gets the Vyvo Pay card. So again, people were able to use their commissions and tokens right away when they receive their bundles. So that's really exciting. This is should be all in your back office stores. So if you want further information, you can take it from there. But yeah, I really like these bundles. Anything to say on that, Graham? Well, I must stop.
No, just the fact, I really love the fact, as you said, Peter, that they're including the pay straps and the pay cards, because that is going to be so important to get those in the hands of our members, customers, distributors as quickly as possible, based on everything we now know about where the business model is going. So very excited about that.
Yes, cool. Because we then heard from Alessandro, and this is why I think the Master Pro is going to be really popular for the next following reasons, we feel, and also including the card and the strap with the bundles is a really smart move, because, and we need to make this very clear, they've made some additional it's almost like a separate additional compensation plan. So, Fabio is talking about the digital sharing economy. They've almost made, so all of the compensation plan, none of that's replaced. And there may be some tweaks and improvements to that, with these upcoming announcements. We don't know. But this is all what you're going to hear now is in addition to our full compensation plan. So it's like an extra digital sharing economy, bit of a comp plan thing. So I need to make that really clear, because some people got confused about things. So this is just all icing on the cake, which is really, really exciting. So as you can see here, it's a new token wallet is about to be opened within the Vyvo wallet system, and that is called the Token Saving Bank. So I'll just move on and I'll get Graham to say his part on this as well. So as we know, tokens are generated by data collected from your device, your personal device, but also you can be rewarded by building the distribution network. The more people you have through your personally enrolled network, there is an opportunity for you to earn tokens from every single one of those devices. So we know that there's going to be a great way going forward where quite a significant amount of tokens can be generated for you and your team through those two different models. It's not just what you get through wearing the device yourself. You can leverage the network as well. But here's what happens with that new Pro Pack. So every time somebody purchases a Pro Pack, so if you enrolled someone that purchased a Pro Pack, 3 things happens. Straight away, that person that purchased the Pro Pack will receive 100 tokens directly into their wallet, which they can spend straight away. As soon as they get their card or the strap, they can go down the shop, they can spend that. That goes into their main token wallet. They also receive 900 tokens into their tank building reward. Think of it as a kind of more of a long-term bank. They're calling it the token tank. Now you do have the choice, or they will have the choice to transfer those tokens over to the normal wallet and spend them. But there are significant rewards for them leaving that those tokens in the tank. And I was probably sounding confusing, but it will make more sense in a moment. And then the person that referred that Pro Pack also receives 100 tokens into their tank wallet. Everybody with me so far? Hopefully. So if you think about it, when somebody purchases a Pro Pack, this is why I said I think these are going to be very popular. In total, with the 100 cashback reward and the 900 token tank reward, they're getting 1,000 tokens straight away. Now, at the moment, the value of a Vyvo token is 1 Singapore dollar, or equivalent to 73 cents. So if you think about it, they're spending $999 to get their Pro Pack, and effectively they're getting over $700 back right away. I'll just let your jaws hit the floor for a minute. That's pretty amazing. So this is what makes this Pro Pack a really, really bit of a no-brainer, really. People get their 3 devices, they get their cards, their straps, they get the top of the range watch, 2 Gen 2 device, and they not only that, they get back effectively over $700 back through the Vyvo token reward system. So talk about the digital sharing economy. That's absolutely incredible. And of course, the referrer gets 100 tokens. Now remember, this is in addition to the normal compensation plan. Okay, so this is just all extra stuff. So that's pretty amazing. Anything you want to say there, Graham, before we move on to explain it in further detail?
No, apart from the fact that, you know, this is just absolutely incredible. As you said, Peter, this is overlaid on top of our existing compensation plan. So nothing to lose, nothing to worry about, nothing to be scared about. This is just an incredible additional revenue stream on top of what we already have.
So let's see if we can go further into what this tank is all about. So as I said to you, they can choose to withdraw the 900 tokens to the main token wallet and spend that. Now they can't take a portion of it, that 900 they've been given. They either need to take the whole 900 out or leave it in. They can't take 899 or 10 or 50. It has to be either the whole lot in or the whole lot out. Now that will make more sense in a moment because there is a interesting concept to this. So let's say somebody purchased a Pro Pack. They can keep them in the tank for a couple of reasons. One, on the 3rd phase of the current project, they can use those tokens for public trading. So at the moment, the Vyvo tokens are fixed at the 73 cents. Eventually, that will be released when the tokens are traded, and certainly when our company goes public on the NASDAQ, etc. There will be a vast interest and people trading and buying and selling those tokens. So it's likely that the value will increase during that time period. So again, they can trade those tokens pretty much kind of like owning shares. So the value of the tokens could significantly increase and they could trade those tokens on the marketplace for potentially a significant amount. So that's the first reason why they may choose to leave the 900 tokens in the tank rather than take it out into their main wallet. The second reason, and what I think is the main reason they should keep those tokens in there, is every single month, the company will be creating and sharing what they call the sharing economy pool. And that will be up to 30% of the company earnings will go into this bonus pool. And for those that have tokens in their Vyvo tank wallet, you will receive a bonus from that share pool every single month. Does that make sense? That's why if they take out the 900, they've got to take the whole lot out. Okay, because the company are encouraging them to benefit from the pool. So they can't play the system and cheat and take, you know, 899 out and leave one in there just to benefit from the pool. Does that make sense? And of course, remember the enroller also got 100 tokens that went into their tank. So obviously, the more you have in your tank, I'm sure the bigger portion of the sharing pool you'll receive. But think about it. You know, someone could enroll into Vyvo, get their Pro Pack, receive their 100 tokens immediately for them to spend immediately. They get 900 tokens into the tank. They can choose to pull that out, or they could leave that in the tank and probably every single month receive a nice chunk of money from the share pool bonus, which probably over the first 12 months will probably be vastly over the 900 tokens that they were given to begin with. So there's an encouragement there to keep those tokens in the pool. Graham, hopefully I've explained that quite well, but if you want to clarify anything I might have missed, then just let me know.
You know what? I think you've explained that really well. Hopefully, I certainly understood it. But what I want to stress again is you have touched on this already. But guys, this is a preview, and we will have everything in the full context on the November the 3rd. We'll be involved in a leaders call. I think that's the 30th of October. And then there'll be a public call on November the 3rd. But we were on a call yesterday with Miljan, and he did share an insight. And this is only a projection. Excuse me. This is only an estimation, but they've calculated based on current sales that 1,500 tokens in the tank, in that sharing economy pool, should be worth somewhere in the region of $100 monthly residual, just based on our current sales level. So that's not set in stone. That's an estimation, it's a projection, but it is based on the current situation, based on the current sales levels. So just for having 1,500 tokens sat in that tank, you could be earning $100 monthly residual, which is just absolutely incredible. And again, this is on top of everything else that we do with our standard compensation plan. And this is Peter very capably explained. This is the new digital health sharing economy. And this is a brand new business model that Vyvo designed. There's nothing else like it. This is going to absolutely, in Fabio's words, turn the network marketing industry upside down. This is a legal business model, legal in every country that Vyvo operates in. It's all approved, and it is just going to absolutely disrupt the network marketing industry. Fabio's words, not mine.
Yes. So during the next couple of weeks, there is, like Vyvo like to do, there is a promotion where actually every Pro Pack sale will generate, so the person that purchases a Pro Pack will get double the tokens into their tank, and the sponsor or the enroller will receive double as well. So yeah, great. So as Graham just said, if you've got 1,500 tokens in your tank, that could be worth, could be worth 100 or maybe even 200, who knows, in the future. So here's a chance they can get well over that just by purchasing their Pro Pack. So I think it's time to go out there and start sharing this new model, and really it makes the Pro Pack, I think, a bit of a no-brainer. And again, people shouldn't be joining because of this. They should be joining because they see the vision and they want to be part of it, and they want to grow and they want to use our device. This is not a reason to join Vyvo. This is a reason to really validate that decision, to help make that choice easy. So we don't want to go out there selling Vyvo to people just so as they get their tokens. That defeats the object, because people are not buying into the vision. But what this does is it makes that decision for people to commit so much easier. Does that make sense? So, this it's very important. It's the same with the shares. We don't want to make that the reason why people join. That's completely defeating the object of what we're trying to do here, because people are joining for the wrong reason. But what this does is validates for those that see the vision, they want to be part of it, they see the opportunity. What this does is the icing on the cake to make that decision very, very easy for them and very exciting for them to be able to get the ROI very quickly, a return on investment, which is always very important when people are starting a new business. How can I get back my return on investment? And this helps people get that very quickly. But it's really important that we continue to share the vision of what this company is doing, much like that video showed. This is the future, and that's what we want people excited about. This just helps them make the decision so much easier for them. So lastly, I'm just going to hand you back over to Graham to talk about what we've been doing in the background and what's going on for us in alignment with what the company are also doing. So over to you, Graham.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Peter. So hopefully, guys, that has been helpful in clarifying some of the information that you may have seen from various sources. As we've said, some of that is a preview. We will be adding more information to that, publishing stuff through the Facebook group, and there will be that public call on the 3rd of November, which, of course, we will promote to you and provide you with all the details with. But finally, as Peter just said, I just want to really just give you a flavor of where we're heading in terms of Team E3 Global. We've been in a situation where I guess the whole of the company has been, and when I say the company, I mean the field, have been a little bit in waiting mode. you know, while the company have been bringing out various developments, new products, etc. And I really feel, and Peter feels, that we really, and I know the other leaders on this call feel, that we really are in a place to move forward now with confidence, like never before. Probably no, not since the old days of WGN. And probably I would say that we are in an even greater place than where we were then. So our commitment to you is that we will provide you with the best resources and the best team culture within, certainly within Vyvo, and we would like to think within the industry of network marketing. So Peter and I, we're working very hard behind the scenes. We're consulting with some of the other leaders who are on this call right now to provide you with the best tools, the best resources, and the best culture. That's going to evolve over the next couple of weeks. You can see there some screenshots of some of the dynamic new presentation we're going to be bringing out. We've been working with a very, very different presentation just recently. We don't feel that it provides the impact that is needed to portray the message of where we're heading based on everything we've just talked about with Vyvo's development. So we're working on a very, very, very dynamic new presentation. Peter's very much the creative brains behind that. You can see some of the stuff we're actually looking at there. And we're really going to be aiming to position the Vyvo opportunity as a solution to the current global situation, the current volatility, ambiguity, concern, crisis, all of the things that people are feeling out there, and why more and more people are turning to turning to home-based business, largely because in many parts of the world they can't even get out of their homes right now, but also they're wanting to take greater control of their personal health. So we're building a presentation and message around those two, what I like to call mega trends. These are going to be mega trends over the coming weeks and months, guys, where people are going to be turning to home-based business and where people are going to be wanting to take greater control of their personal health. So everything we do will be built around that. And Fabio made a commitment to us on the call the other day that, you know, some of the things they've been working on for many months and in many cases years, like that new device. And they are committed to not only disrupting the network marketing industry, but also, you know, providing us with the absolute best company within the network marketing industry. And they're committed to fully realizing Fabio's vision. Our commitment to you is to provide you with the best team culture, training environment, resources within that. And that's going to evolve over the next few weeks. But we're going to make E3 the best of the best. And in the nicest possible way, it's our intention. You know, Vyvo's going to turn the network marketing industry upside down. In the nicest possible way, it's our intention that E3 Global, all of these people on this call, your team members, will turn Vyvo upside down. So that's our intention. That's what we're going to be working very, very hard on delivering. And so just watch this space, look out for those things evolving and developing over the next couple of weeks or so. Our aim is absolutely to have a brand new presentation based on everything we've seen, certainly out within the next 10 to 14 days. So we've gone a little bit longer than we expected, just a little bit, but there was lots of good stuff to share there. Peter, any closing thoughts?
No, not really, other than, you know, there are some, Graham said it's time for us to really get into action. There are some particular markets that right now are really set up for some great growth, especially in Thailand. Thailand was kind of relaunched very recently. Graham's had some great experience there, and customer service is excellent. The delivery product is literally same day. In many cases, you can collect from the office or have it picked up. So that particular market, the company have invested quite heavily into that region to really create some momentum and growth. So my recommendation, if you have contacts in Thailand or even to find some, is that I think will be the next very much emerging market. Of course, anywhere is open, and I think Europe and the USA is poised for, you know, it's wide open for anyone to really generate something significant now. So I think with this new messaging, the new digital economy, the new product, the global pandemic right now, you couldn't create a more perfect situation for Vyvo to be, you know, poised to really do something in this marketplace. So I think it's almost what they call the perfect storm, isn't it? So right now we're in a perfect storm. Much as we don't like the pandemic, let's help be a solution to the global situation, both with health and with their financial health. So that's all I wanted to say. Thanks everyone for coming on. And like I say, we've recorded this if you want to see it again, but go check out the website. It's all been updated with information. And certainly you can either sit back and watch Thailand explode or be part of it, because I think that's my prediction, is the next market to really explode in the coming weeks and months. Any thoughts from you, Graham?
No, Peter, I think we've covered everything. As we said, some of this is preview. We've got more information coming to us from corporate in the next couple of weeks. So it's a case of very, very much watch space in terms of everything corporate is doing, in terms of everything we're doing behind the scenes to give you the best opportunity with our team culture. But just let's go out there. And I think it is time to go out with confidence and recruit like crazy across multiple markets. So let's go do it, guys. Appreciate you all jumping on today. I want to give a particular shout out to Deborah, who I saw jump on the call, 5 a.m. in the US. So there's commitment right there. So good to see you on the call, Deborah. Appreciate you jumping on. Most people would have just waited for the recording. So, all right. So I'm actually
if I could just say, yeah, well done, Deborah. 5 a.m. It'd be tough for me. On behalf of our team, Graham and Peter, thank you very, very much. And thank you for all that you've done over the last 3.5 years to keep us afloat. And we're very grateful. We're grateful for the time that you put into us.
You're
very welcome. You're very welcome, Mick. And, you know, we're here for people like you who have stood the test of time. You know, you could have gone elsewhere. You could have gone for the new bright, shiny object. So could we, for that matter. You know, we've been called crazy a few times for sticking it out. But, you know, who's crazy now?
I agree. Well done, fellas. Thank you very much.
Well, good morning, everybody. This is Deborah. I just wanted to thank you for inviting me to join the call. I do appreciate you all.
We appreciate you too, Deborah. And, you know, we know you're going to be very much one of the future leaders of, let's say, the new wave in the United States. So we're very excited to be working with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you all.
Indeed. Good night, guys.
Bye.
See you later, guys.
Thank you.
Hey guys, thanks Graham, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Have a good one.
Greetings from Singapore.
Good night. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Well done, boys.
Bye-bye.
See you later. See you, Frodo.